Okay, we're back with Gary Quackenbush. He's an attorney who's going to help us. It's business law, right? So you're going to help us decide what we need to do if you want to start your own business.
But so many people, they kind of become self-employed. They say, I want to be an entrepreneur, and they just kind of trickle in. They just really never, they try to provide a service, they try to provide a product, and they test it out here and there. They put it on Facebook or Google+, and they go, gosh, nobody's buying my stuff. But sometimes you have to have a better or bigger plan than that. And I think so many times you can't do it on your own. And I think you're probably an exception to the main rule, and that is you did a lot on your own. Well, now there are a lot of resources where if you want to do your own little business launch, you can actually get business coaches, like outsourced to business coaches, and say, I need a business plan, and there's like model business plans. But the launch that I'm talking about—
I never even had a business plan.
And you were lucky.
I know.
You're just, you are a rogue. That's why you're on TV, because they like rogues, right? Everybody likes a rogue.
Well, but I'm also tenacious. I'm a black sheep. Okay, so to do it right and not the way I did it, get a business plan.
Right, a business plan. And even if it's small, if it's just like saying, okay, I want to have this particular product, like right now what I'm working on is I want to have a product where somebody can come to me and they just have all these services, and it's like, you're self-employed, we're going to take care of the bookkeeping, the tax, the marketing, everything all in one, but it takes this big, huge team of professionals. One thing I think people need is to have other people that are involved with them, like get other people excited about your passion, say, okay, here's what we want to do, here's my idea, what do you think? And get people along with you, so there's team approach, and that way, if you're going to throw in money, everybody throws in a little bit. Or somebody says, well, I'll tell you what, I'll be your lawyer and I'll put in the legal services. That's my contribution to our partnership, which gets into, how are you going to structure it? Partnership, LLC, corporation. And you get an accountant that comes in and says, well, I'll do your accounting for the first year. So you can kind of get this team of people that are willing to share the dream, that don't have like all the crazy passion like you do, but yet they could say, well, I like that idea and I'm willing to kind of come along. So you don't have this huge cash outlay. You might have people that are willing to kind of go in your wake for a while.
But they all have skin in the game.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's talk about the different corporations. There's S Corp, C.
Right.
Can you talk about the different ones and what they would be good for?
Okay. So you have the major entities. You have a partnership, which is just taxed as it's like two individuals hooked together. But a corporation and a limited liability company are the two kind of big entities that we create. So a corporation, you're saying C corporation and S corporation. There's really only one corporation, but the S and the C are the way it gets taxed. So you form a corporation and it's called Baldwin Company, right? And Baldwin Incorporated, and you want to decide, how am I going to tax it? Well, if you're just getting started, you tax it as a sub S corporation, which means that if there's any net profit, it just goes straight through to your personal tax return, which is a good thing. It's not subject to Social Security and Medicare. There's no self-employment tax, so it's just income taxable, which is good. And you don't have to really think really hard about, did I make profits, did I have extra? It does. Think of S as simple, although I don't think it's that simple. So with a corporation now, if you were going to be a C corporation.
I had a C corporation.
You did?
It was too complicated, man. It was crazy.
Well, because you have to be careful.
And I felt like I was getting doubly taxed, double taxation.
That's what happens, and that's kind of the big fear of it. If you're not careful, then if the company has profit, the corporation pays tax on the profit, and then you want to get it out, you go, well, wait a minute, I want that money for me, you take it out as a dividend, and that's taxable to you.
I'm like, what? So, and you know what? Some knucklehead put me in that, and I don't even to this day know why, and I didn't do my homework, and I was ignorant, and I got stuck in the wrong corporation.
And
this is after paying a lot of taxes that were not even necessary. Okay. So you got those two. Yeah. And then tell the difference between limited liability and the corporation.
Okay. So you have the corporation and the limited liability company. A limited liability company actually was created as a hybrid, kind of a blend between a partnership and a corporation, which is kind of cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it actually started, and it's all under the California Corporations Code. And what it does is a limited liability company, instead of having shareholders, you have members, and instead of having the directors, you have managers. So they have funny terms. So a limited liability company has members who are the owners, and you have managers who run the thing. You can have a president and secretary and all that too if you want, but it's kind of it's a funny entity where sometimes—
Can there be one person involved?
You can have one
person do everything?
Right, you can. Okay. That's called a single member LLC.
Okay.
So now back to the discussion where if we have this LLC, which is our, now it's Baldwin LLC, right? It can be taxed as an individual or as a partnership, or as an S corp, or as a C corporation. So it can be taxed in any
Why
way.
didn't I meet you a long time ago? I'm so sad.
Well, at least we got to meet now. This is good.
After the fact. Okay,
So,
I didn't realize that. So tell the viewers
taxing.
why that is beneficial.
Well, for one thing, a lot of people think I'm going to be an LLC and it's just me, right? A limited liability company where you're a single member, the taxes are your own personal income taxes, and it goes on a Schedule C, which is just like a regular sole proprietor. So a single member.
But you're still protected?
You're still protected, but now there's kind of some question on whether a single member LLC is as well protected as it would be if you were a corporation.
I heard that the corporate veil is a little thicker to get through, a little tougher.
It is for single people, for individuals, but I think if you have multiple people, LLCs can be. And a lot of times, and this is getting way beyond what we're going to talk about today, is it depends on how it's financed too. Because with an LLC, you can have somebody that put in all the money but doesn't want any of the risk, and because it's a limited liability company, you can actually have somebody that's an investor without the risk. So you can actually assign risk to different people. You can assign profits and losses to different people, all different. So LLCs are really funny for taxes. You can actually have somebody that puts in money and gets no profit, somebody that doesn't put in money and has, so it's all, LLCs get really complicated with the who's in control and who has the money. So I think for the most part.
Like a puzzle for the IRS, I would think.
It is. It's a crazy puzzle. And so what's happening is now the IRS is they're kind of getting better at figuring out what LLCs do because they haven't been around that long. They've been around
like a bunch of attorneys outsmarted the IRS.
I know. So now the IRS is going, wait a minute, we don't understand this. Let's make it not as
Why
as good.
Why are you paying taxes? I'm kidding. I'm
figure that out. So
okay.
that's the LLC.
Now we're going to go into your number 8 tip.
Okay. This is like tailored to a T. Okay, so you have your business, right?
Yeah.
You set it up, and you're making, and then you go, okay, good, I did my product. I'm just going to sit back and let it come in, right? Is that what you do with your business?
I wish.
No, you got to keep going.
Some people think that. They don't get it.
Some people think, oh my gosh, you have such a nice car and you've made it and you're doing awesome. Well, the thing is,
life is easy for you.
I know, my gosh.
What do? Sit around and eat bonbons all day?
I mean, you made it big, you have that product, so you just sit back, you just go to the beach. But the thing is, you have to maintain the momentum and you got to keep going and make it fresh. And then somebody comes up with another idea and you go like,
competition. You got people knocking you off, which I do, 3 companies. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. And you got to be thinking about what's your next idea.
Exactly.
Where you got to keep building on that.
I mean, didn't it always surprise you that you have, like, for example, Bill Gates? You're thinking, well, okay, you're a billionaire, just relax. And he came up with another thing and another thing. And
that's why he's a billionaire. And that's exactly why. And that is what drives me right there.
Yeah.
Don't ever get too comfortable. Don't get complacent. Never get complacent. Always keep pushing yourself. I thank you so much. And we could have an hour show because we have so much to talk about. But next, I would love to have you on next week. We'll talk about another interesting topic matter. We'll keep the viewers
posted. I'd be happy to. No, this is wonderful. I just like people like you. I love passion. I love people that are, we're going to push the American way. We're just going to make things happen. It's exciting.
I love the American way. Anything can happen.
That's true.
Make it happen.
That's right.